welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings Here in Mendham. Yeah, here I am. Okay. Anyway, so there is some good news this week. If I can find it. Yeah, it's here. The Gray guy, Gray Tao Cho, has made another one of his little pointed compilation video. I don't know. Just some of verses, inmendham verses or whatever. Statements, brief, simple, blah, 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 whatever. Very nice.
I
Yes.
think it's a false opposition. I think you can get both right.
Oh, so this is
It's
different.
just bullshit to say that
Oh,
there's no
there I
work
am.
to be done
Okay.
here, that playing the role
Get
of
rid of this
guardian
thing.
and
Oh,
janitor
goddamn
is going to be
YouTube.
fun, because it's not going to.
It's always something. Stupid captioning they always put on. I don't know why they do all that crap. Anyway, so yeah, I'll leave a link below to Gray's channel, and if you don't, they're really good videos of me, mostly. You know, just like the best bits, you know, kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, so that's good news. Then the rest of the news is just the same old news. Me making videos. So I responded to a video, well, part of a video. Yeah, all right. It's yeah, like 4 minutes of a video. Anyway, it's by some guy called Jack Saint. Haven't heard of him. Probably won't be memorable and all of that, but just talking on the subject in kind of a loose manner, and so I sort of respond to that. The problem is that, yeah, I probably should watch his video ahead of time just to see if there's anything where it comes close to getting to the actual argument and making any arguments. So instead he's mostly so far just talking about the argument, and in some ways mocking the argument or trivializing the argument. I don't know. I don't really understand his agenda. But the title sort of spoke for itself, so I reacted to the title. So I guess we'll go through it and do what I usually do, which is make my redo the video. Okay, yeah, in this video, in kind of usually a briefer manner, but we'll see. It might need a little more volume, but we'll see how that goes too. So my video should play, so let's see what happens. Alright, time for another Do Not God. Okay, that part you really don't need. So yeah, I usually jump ahead a little. Okay. So it's, yeah, so he's sort of smart enough to know that there's this cliche attitude out there in the world that's kind of crass and disgusting of, you know, I just won the Super Bowl, I'm gonna go fuck some bitches. You know, like somehow there's great victory in life, and these little stupid moments of morons should mean something to us all, when, you know, he's sort of satirically pointing out how, you know, this is how trivial it is, which is, didn't even notice, but this chick looks pregnant. Creepy. Anyway, so let's just play. Kills everyone. Everyone gets killed, but a lot of them get killed with, you know, in horrible ways. I mean, right, so that's the price you pay for life. The argument is the price is too high, that there's nothing we're doing that's spectacular enough to justify the insane high price paid by those losers, the short straw getters, the ones who aren't going to get it easy, they're going to get it hard. Blah, 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 blah. And it always has to be this conversation in the context of, is you really haven't done the dying thing yet, so you really haven't done the whole package. And that's unfortunate that we can't have the conversation in hindsight. That is, after we're out of the drama, and we can look at it and say, was it a ridiculous drama, or is it drama worth having? And so we don't even have enough separation from our own existence to be able to have the real rational conversation, which would be, well, yeah, that was kind of ridiculous, wasn't it? That would be my part of the rational argument was, oh, isn't this a lot of noise for nothing? Shakespearean. There's a Shakespeare quote like that. Yeah. What all this shit for what? You know, meager, cruddy, superficial conquests. Yuck. Really stupid. Alright. So now this is the guy. This is that the chemistry made these little tiny... Oh, he said the word metaphysics, and that was enough to trigger me. To say, who wants to talk about pretend? Okay, it's a pretend concept. There's an actual physical real universe. Let's try to accurately describe it. There's no metaphysics. There's no outside of that realm of describing what's in the physical real world. So you want to make an argument that the physics contains spirits or ghosts or some other bullshit, then make the argument that that's part of the real physics. But don't pretend that there's some separate subject where you just say, well, let's pretend there's a fake universe somewhere. No, you either describe this real world or shut the fuck up. I mean, either contend it's it's a real concept, or don't bother. But why should I engage in a conversation where I'm conceding the existence of some fake part, meta part? Okay, so I don't know what I was at, but he probably deserved it.
Whole cringe phenomena of...
Okay, cringe. The word cringe is cringeworthy, right? So you can't even use this language anymore because it's been so abused. So even that is trigger language, you know. So it's just so funny what the world has turned into. So anyway, so in his video's a bunch of jump cuts bouncing around. So I guess somewhere in the in the production of his video, he decided, oh, I'll go call Mom and we'll get Mom's opinion. You know, and it's just so mockable and, you know, weak as an argument. You know, the argument from, let's see what my mom says. I mean, that's like, I mean, I can't, you know, I loved my mother, but I would never videotape my mother's opinion and show it anywhere, because it's not likely to be a very, you know, useful. She wasn't really, you know, she was never grew up into the real world. I mean, just never, you know, and you know, I don't want to say, you know, it's always 50 years behind. You know, she was always living in 1940 or something. Yeah, I mean, always irrelevant. Anyway, but yeah, it's the last thing I do. And my mother was so much more stylish, you know, frankly. So at least she could have pulled that part off. Yes, there's lots of reasons. I mean, there's a, you know, there really is a... Alright, so part of this whole video is him just explaining how there's a bunch of fractions or whatever, disagreement among anti-natalists. Like, there's all kinds of different varieties of them and all blah, 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 blah. But it all has one theme, okay, that, you know, humans aren't terribly functional. Now, I personally argue that I have absolutely no use for an anti-natalist who thinks humans are metaphysically special, okay, and somehow their pain and suffering is the only pain and suffering on earth that's worth considering, and it's, you know, that nature is some sort of Gaia thing, and it's, you know, it's so wonderful and it's doing such an excellent job compared to us, when obviously I would argue that nature is mass murdering. It makes us look like such a feeble, you know, it's like, I don't know how to, you know, Freddy's Nightmare compared to, you know, Little Jack Corner or something. You know, somebody who did some, well, whatever, George Washington's hacking down the cherry tree, you know, as a crime. I mean, there's no real comparison between our crimes and nature's crimes. They're so bad. I mean, nature is so guilty of being an abominably evil, monstrous, torturing demon. It's just so bad, these people who think nature is God. Pathetic. So obviously I have no sympathy with their position. Yes, they'll call themselves anti-natalist, but whatever, you know, it's not useful. Yeah, it really is scary. Gave me, gave me a willy. Oh, fuck. So we're back to Mrs. Fatass. Okay, yeah, so, I mean, you know, it's a cheap shot, I know. I shouldn't go there. Maybe I should just go with Flappy Cunt or, you know, some other, you know. But yeah, she is just, yeah. This is the humans we want to save. Oh yeah, no, I don't want to save them. No, I don't want to. Let's just say I don't have it. Go ahead, do whatever you're doing. Okay, just don't do it in front of me, and certainly don't expect me to throw money, you know, or to throw anything to encourage it ever being done again. I don't want to, in any way, even accidentally encourage the recreation of another one of these things, whatever that is, whatever it's described as, you know, stupid, dumb sack of smelly skin, whatever. What does Mrs. Fatass say? They ought to make like a machine, you know, like, you know, on the street, a vending machine. And they could just put retards in the machine. And let's go see what the retard says on the subject. Like, you know, it'd be better than the AI, right? I mean, who wants the right answer when you can just get one of the funny answers? Shit. Oh, she's still there. God damn it. Wiping out, okay? It just slowly declines, okay? That's it, okay? You don't have to wipe anything out, all right? Although it is just shit and it is worthy of a wipe, right? So again, it's not about wiping out humanity. It's just about a perspective change that slowly, without even noticing, we just slowly disappear. We, you know, become transparent and just disappear. There doesn't have to be any even noticing of it. We just play our video games, and there's, you know, you're playing your video game. You could be playing it in a field of 1 million people, because there's only 7 characters that matter, and the 7 characters can be synthesized, so you don't need the other 1 million people. So you can just play your video game, and there's a whole bunch of people playing the game, and then all of a sudden there's fewer, and then there's fewer, and then there's fewer, and then there's not even you anymore. What's the big fucking deal? What's the difference, right? Nothing. You'd never even notice it. You wouldn't notice. You're playing your virtual reality right now. We're all on the internet. If the internet turned into all AIs and all I did was interact with other AIs, what's the difference? Doesn't make any difference to me. Okay? It doesn't make the game less playable. I wouldn't notice is the point. Except there would probably be some defects in that the AI couldn't synthesize retard, you know, very well, and so it would make mistakes and make the dumb things look smart now and then. But I mean, so it's just this perception that just like Mars, so all of a sudden the Earth becomes like Mars, and everybody has to cry. Oh dear, the Earth is just like Mars. No. You're not crying over Mars, so why would you cry over the Earth? Oh, it doesn't have any assholes playing video games. What a tragedy. Horror, horror. Anyone who would suggest it must be a Nazi. The Nazis made Mars because it doesn't have people on it playing video games. I mean, the logic is just so vacuous and stupid. Alright, anyway, continuing. Expensive. They know it's not practical. That they're like say if they, you know, had a disease and they knew it would cost $1 million to cure them. Oh yeah, see, I was just talking about the people who give things thought, and you know, all of us, you know, some of us go through our lives and we start thinking about what we're doing in our life and how we're exploiting people, and do I just want to get in her pants, and do I want to do this, and then you think and you say, okay, I have to be a better person than that. I can't just be out here to say what's in it for me. And as soon as you do that, as soon as you recognize that, well then you recognize, wow, this whole game is so stupid, because the fact is, every day I'm going to, just because of the cultural circumstances, I'm going to act in ways that are incredibly inefficient. And the fact is all the wasted energy and the wasted money is real wasted preservation or rescue of somebody else. I'm eating the life preservers that could save somebody from drowning on another boat, kind of thing. I'm hoarding, you know. And so you can look at those kind of statistics, you know, where the United States is 70% of airplanes, you know, are generated by the United States. And, you know, these just insane numbers. You know, 1/20th of the world's population, or 1/30th, you're making 70% of the, you know, greenhouse problem that is created by airplanes. You know, those kind of statistics, and you can just take all of that, recognize the economics of it and the waste of it all, and you can understand that, yes, we're talking about billions of dollars of wasted resources, wasted energy, wasted work, and that all of that waste could save people in another country. Well, if you thought of the other country as being Mars, then you'd be saying, okay, yes, I'm saving the Martians. You know, then maybe you'd have an interest, or you'd care, but you don't care because of the politics of Earth. I mean, it's just to put anyone in a situation to sit there and say you're pro-life in this circumstance where we are doing it so badly, you know, where you know, one brain gets millions of dollars. Look, even criminals, right? We have these stupid moron mass murdering kooks, and we spend millions of dollars to provide them with justice, and then we keep them alive because we're afraid to kill them. To punish them properly, frankly, you know, to really send a message that it's wrong, and frankly, we allow them to consume all these resources. You know, well, why we'll watch perfectly good babies die pointlessly or stupidly, or frankly get diseases they shouldn't have, all that kind of stuff, or be harmed in ways they shouldn't be, because they couldn't afford, you know, a window guard or some other kind of bullshit. You know, because they couldn't afford a smoke detector, or we couldn't, as a society, put in the extra effort to make sure the building had smoke detectors. You know, we couldn't do the inspections. We didn't want to spend the money. I'm just saying the exchanges we're making here are ludicrous and silly. The value exchanges. Why would anyone even, just for that reason alone, you shouldn't have to participate? Because the rules of the game are so fucking stupid and unfair. Do that, it's not a big deal. So, that's all there is. So in this subject, yeah, it's a little, the only difference is there's people who are apparently human-centric. I mean, okay, so it's just this more, like I said, this whole video so far, the first 4 minutes, it's just outlining all of this nuance to the argument, like which side of the argument are you arguing with. Alright, so this could happen. Like I said, the vegan argument's a pretty good one for this, in the sense that there's really two kinds of vegans, right? There's vegans for health reasons and vegans for ethical reasons. And yeah, somebody can be both of those things, but the point is there's a clear delineation in the sense that there really are two different motivations. One can be described as being kind of selfish and vain. The other one can be understood to be completely unselfish and having nothing to do with their personal interest. Yeah. There's lots of people who are vegan uncomfortably. Okay, they still want, you know, a chicken sandwich. You know, they'll probably be against bigotry and against this and against that, but somehow they don't see the bigotry in their human-centric nonsense of thinking. Yes, okay, so just pointing out that these human-centric frickin' anti-natalists are making a lame and weak argument because it's basically just a religious shit argument. It's some we humans control, and we humans, the world exists for human exploitation. It's all about us and what's happening to us. It's just too stupid for you. And I impose my will on you and decide what your fate's going to be. That's rude. Right, so the imposition argument is a powerful argument just because, yes, you don't have any guarantees. Anyone who makes this argument are like fat ass who just laughs at it. The very idea that somebody would be have a negative opinion of procreators, you know, Of course, it's perfectly reasonable because it's a hell of a risk you're imposing on somebody. You're sitting there deciding for somebody else what's going to happen to them, a fate. And you're doing it when you don't have any control or any power over what the possible fates could be. You are, in fact, sitting there with your silly handful of straws, and you have damn good reason to know there's small, short straws in that handful of straws, and you're walking up to kids and sticking them in pockets. And who the fuck would do that? Who the fuck, what kind of obnoxious jackass would say, yeah, I want that job? Fuck you. Yeah, really. Ooh, disgusting. Please say, if I had to come back to this shithole, I would want to be somebody else. Yeah, so I was just talking about that. You know, I can't, all these, this definition of the winner, right? I don't want to be the winner, right? There's lots of winners who are in prison, frankly. So they didn't do much with their winnings, so, yeah, I wouldn't want their life. I wouldn't want to live it because they're assholes or because they're wife beaters or because there's something. There's something about every person who has walked on this earth that is flawed and foul, in my opinion. Nobody's done it right, frankly. There's so few examples of the human that's gotten through life retaining their own comfort and accomplishment. Those two things are really hard to do. We're not doing the feeling thing better. It's just my personal choice, right? Again, so that gets to the personal choice to play God with somebody else's existence. I mean, it's just too silly an argument. Because a DNA molecule, if a DNA molecule actually made men rapists, it gave them a chainsaw or something, to inject their sperm into women with or something. If that was the way the game was played, what, that means right? Yeah, of course not. It's just, the fact that we can procreate doesn't mean that we have rights to do it. It's just silly. I mean, I can walk up to somebody and, physically pull their eyeballs out of their head. It just, because I can do it doesn't mean it's right. It's a good choice. No, fuck that. Alright, so I believe I'm done there, so I might as well go a little short of there. Life isn't all that. Okay, that's all you really need to say. Is really, that's the argument. The pro-lifers are saying there's something about the life experience, okay, that is so precious that it's okay to give a kid cancer for somebody to have that experience. And the simple counter-argument is no, it's not okay. And you really do have to, in some respects, respect the idea that some people find it depraved to live your life, to live your glib, cruel existence. It's depraved. It's sick. It's a grotesque, monstrous existence. There's nothing to feel good about because it's all just exploitation and abuse. Even our pleasures are made out of it. So anyway, I think that's enough of a video and such. I could play a little more.
Yeah, for people having a choice is not anti-natalist. I think
for people having a choice is not anti-natalist. For people having a choice. Yeah, sorry. Can't quite get what he was saying there. For people having the choice is not anti-natalist.
That's just an absurd broadening of the term, and it's like...
Yes, I would agree. It's a broadening of the term. Yeah, because you've included gibberish. And so, yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't know what he was saying there. You're not anti-natalist if you merely choose for personal selfish reasons not to have kids. Yes, that's silly to include them. And likewise, I will give your side the benefit of the doubt and say, well, let's not include the silly right-to-lifers who are only doing it because God says so. And if they didn't believe in God, if they knew there was no God, they wouldn't personally want to live. So let's not include those, because they're clearly not thinking at all. So they can't really be included as being pro-life, because their whole perspective is based on a silly axiom that somehow there is a God, and there is justice, and there is a heaven, and there is an afterlife. And if all of that was taken away, then they would say, ooh, life sucks. So yeah, let's not include them as being really pro-life, because they're really just stupid fucks. Okay. Yeah. So let's eliminate the selfish, I just hate kids people from the anti-natalist description, and let's get all the pro-lifers for religious reasons out of the argument. And then who's left? 6 people. Nah, 6 people on your side, the pro-life side. You have 6 people left. And the anti-life side has still almost 90% of their people are left. Alright, anyway. So, you lose. You will lose. You will end up on the ash heap of history with any kind of pro-life position, because it's just obnoxiously glib. Life is serious business. The torture is real. You can't, in intelligent hindsight will see you as no better than some moron watching a cockfight, or in the stadium at the bullfight. You will just be seen as an obnoxious, sadistic asshole. Alright, so that's enough. Till the next time and such. So I will play the rest of his video, just because in some ways it is entertaining. Just in the sense that this argument from, discontinuous, jump-cutted stuff is a little bit bizarre. I mean, it's not some, it's not some start-to-finish argument. It's a bunch of this jerking all, over here. Then, oh, no, the argument's over here. And then the argument's, it's all over the place. And it's a little bit challenging in terms of to try to keep it, grounded and focused. But anyway, for whatever reason, I will see where his argument goes. So far, all he's done is detail the fact that there is an argument. Somehow, part of it's mockable, and somehow it was triggered, and but he's not, again, I don't know whether he's going to argue a specific argument or not, like taking just even one of the arguments and making a counter argument. It seems like he's already conceded the argument about imposition. So it seems like he's already conceded that, yeah, imposition is rude. Now, he didn't say those words, but that seemed like what he was saying. And you have to concede that, yeah, it's sort of serious business having kids. Didn't say those words either. But it smells like he understands that point. Yeah, but we'll see if that smell wasn't fooling me. Hard to say, because, I hadn't gotten over the, the shocking stench of the Mama Says part. But anyway, enough of a video. So, till the next time, and such, and so forth and whatnot. Yeah, I'll get out of here. I usually do it in pieces, so first I can get rid of that, and then I can get rid of that. Ah, look, I'm still here, though. Ah, that's the trick. It's a really, it's always catches. But anyway, now I can go. Yeah, now we're both gone. Everything's gone. Yep. Might as well even get rid of this. Might as well. Alright, so there you go. The video is now concluded. So till the next time and such.